thought I would do an introduction for this video before I start filming it for real tomorrow. I have this plan. It's literally the only idea I could think of for a video, and we'll see how it goes. But I'm going to attempt to read 3 historical romances in 3 days. It is Wednesday right now. My plans are to read a book Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So I hope it goes all well. I picked 3 books that I also have the audiobooks for, so I can switch in between them if I have things that I need to get done and can't be sitting and reading. But I thought I would also quickly show you the books that I chose. So first, I'm going to read A Daring Arrangement by Joanna Shupe. This book I have been very much looking forward to. I love the 3 Joanna Shupe books I've read and cannot wait to pick up another one, and I am just so excited to dive into this. I love her writing so much. I will be giving more details on the synopsis and what's going on in each of these books as I read each of them, but it will be mainly spoiler free. I will maybe touch on some plot points, but for the most part, no spoiler details will be in this video. Next, I'm going to try Dukes Prefer Blondes by Loretta Chase. I am very excited for this one. This one is quite a bit longer, like it's closer to 400 pages than the other ones, but I am really excited to try this. This is a book I saw recommended on Chandler Ansley's channel, and I'm very excited to give this one a try. And with my audiobook, I think even though it's a bit longer, I'll be able to finish it by going back and forth between the two. And then lastly, I'm going to try The Duke I Once Knew by Olivia Drake. Again, this was a recent buy. I don't know a whole lot of what it's about, but I'm very excited to give it a try. I've heard good things about Olivia Drake, and I'm very excited to give one of her books a try because I have not read one by her before. So that is my little TBR. I'm very excited for this. I have been in a really big reading slump the last month, so I am so excited to dive into some historical romances because I think that'll definitely pull me out of my slump. So for now, today is going to be a homework day, and then tomorrow I will start reading this one. Hello, an update. It is like 7 o'clock Thursday, and I'm just starting A Daring Arrangement by Joanna Shupe. I had a lot more homework than I anticipated today, so this might be a reading 3 historical romances in 3-ish days kind of vlog. So I have the audiobook for Daring Arrangement and the physical copy. I'm going to listen and follow along. I don't think I will be finishing tonight, but I'm going to try and get as far as possible and then finish it in the morning and then start my next book. This is not the book I thought it was. I think I mixed it up with one of her other books, but this follows Lady Honora Parker, who wanted to get married to this artist back home in England, but her dad did not approve, so he sent her to New York to find a proper husband. So she has chosen the most ridiculous option she could find. He's this really big playboy, like just crazy kind of guy, and she has kind of tricked him into being fake engaged with her. So this is a fake dating trope book, and I'm very excited for them to actually fall in love, and I cannot wait because I love Joanna's writing and I'm really excited to keep going. I'm only on chapter 3, and I will say in chapter 2 there's a small mention of suicide, so trigger warning for that. But other than that, I'm enjoying these characters so far. I've laughed a couple times and I am very much looking forward to getting to know them more. Hello, an update from Friday. I did end up finishing A Daring Arrangement last night, and I actually really enjoyed it. I am very surprised that I read this whole book in one sitting. I listened to the audiobook and followed along, and it was a really fun book. I don't think I like it as much as her sequel series to this, but it was some really great characters and chemistry, and the end was so suspenseful. I really liked that. And you even get to see a little bit of Frank Tripp, who is in the next series in The Rogue Fifth Avenue, so that was really fun. And I'm just really proud that I read it in one sitting. I did stay up way past my bedtime to do so, but I did really enjoy it. It's probably like a 4.5 stars, and I just really love Joanna Shupe's writing. I definitely will continue to work my way through her backlist because she is my favorite historical romance author right now. Next, I'm going to pick up today the Dukes Prefer Blondes. I'm actually going to do that one and then the other Joanna Shupe book, just so I'm not reading 2 of the Gilded Age New York books back to back. And I do have a little bit more homework to do today, not as much as yesterday, and then I will hopefully be starting that one much earlier in the day today, so I'm not staying up so late. But I'm very excited to give that one a try. I've heard really good things, so I will update you when I'm starting that. Hello, it is Saturday now. I did not finish Dukes Prefer Blondes all the way through. I am on chapter 12, page 211. I think I have like 5 hours left in the audiobook, but I listened on 2.5 times speed. So I do plan on finishing this morning. I never told you what this one was about. It is about Lady Clara Fairfax, who is a society favorite. She's beautiful and everyone likes her, but she's not really interested in being, you know, society's most popular girl. She really wants to work on her charity work, and that is what brings her to meet Oliver Radford, who is a barrister or a lawyer. I believe those terms are comparable. And they knew each other when they were really little kids, and they are now grown up, and she comes to him asking for help finding this child who has gone missing from one of the charities that she worked with. And the child has been kidnapped by a gang in London, so they go and find him, and that was really interesting. And now the middle part of the story I really liked. She got typhus, an illness, a bad illness. You don't really see it nowadays anymore very much, but so she was really sick, and because Radford had it when he was a kid, he knew about it, and his father had it too, so he came and took care of her, and I just really liked that sequence. That's one of my favorite tropes, is like the caregiver, either way, whether it's the male counterpart is sick or the female. It's one of my favorite things. It happened in The Hating Game too, and then like Outlander, it happens quite a lot because she's a nurse and Jamie gets hurt a lot, and so that has brought them closer together. And now she's finally on the mend, and they're trying to discuss getting married because they just can't deny that they are attracted to each other. And he never thought he would really be one to marry, but he really likes her, and she's stubborn, so she's like, either you marry me or I'll go marry your cousin who's actually the Duke. And he hates his cousin, or his cousin, his family member who is the Duke. So that is where I am right now. I'm very excited to keep going. Hopefully they will get married in the next couple chapters, and then I don't know what else could really be going on. I feel like the one thing I didn't like about this book thus far is that they really rushed the missing kid plot. Like it was pretty much resolved within the first 100 pages, and yet it's the main plot that's listed on the back in the summary. So we'll see if there's more to do with that, but we'll see. I'm going to go on a walk this morning and get a coffee, and I will be listening to the audiobook and hopefully finish pretty soon. And then I have my third book all ready to go. Hello, it is a couple hours later, and I have finished Dukes Prefer Blondes by Loretta Chase. I liked it, but I did not love it. I did really like the characters and their chemistry, and I really liked Raven, they called him, or Radford, the male character, but the plot was just a little lacking for me. Like, I feel like there should have been more development with it, and the development that was done just wasn't very entertaining to me. Overall, I really liked the writing and I liked the characters. I just wanted a little bit more from the story, and I'm not sure how I felt about the plot sequence, like when they were able to get married and how that changed the story from there on. And I just feel like there should have been more tension build up to get there. I don't know. I liked it, but it didn't keep me fully enthralled, and I wasn't in love with it. That's kind of my final thoughts. I don't really know. I can't pinpoint exactly what I didn't love. It just wasn't my favorite historical that I've read, but I am glad that I read it. I really liked the characters, and I definitely want to pick more books up by this author. I think she's a really good writer. But now I'm going to take a break for a little while and probably watch some TV, and then I will start The Harlot Countess by Joanna Shupe a little bit later. It's on my shelf somewhere. I'll grab it later. I'm excited to pick up another Joanna Shupe. I loved A Daring Arrangement, so I'm excited for this one. This is another Gilded Age New York. I really like that setting, and I believe the main character is like a political like cartoonist, I think, if I'm remembering right, and I think that'll be really interesting because it'll be a very forward-thinking female character, I think, and that'll be fun to read. So I'm excited to start that, but for now I'm gonna go take a break for a little while and I'll update you when I start the next one. Hello, one last final update. It is Sunday morning now, but I did finish the Harlot Countess by Joanna Shupe last night. I really enjoyed this one. I love Joanna Shupe's writing. I will say I was wrong about the synopsis to a point. This actually does take place in Europe, not in Gilded Age New York, which I was a little bummed about. I really love her New York settings that she has in a lot of her other books, but this one was Europe. It did offer some cool opportunities in that they went to Paris for part of the book, and that was really fun to read. Overall, I liked the story a lot. I really liked Maggie. She was just a firestorm of a woman. So she, when she first came out into society, was pretty much ostracized from society because this guy tricked everyone into thinking that he had gotten his way with her, and she totally let it happen and da-da-da, but that actually was not true. But regardless, she was labeled a harlot in front of all of society, and so she married this guy who was like super old. She was married to him for a little while. She took lovers outside of the marriage because he didn't really care about her, and then he died, and so she was a widow and still quite young. And so with the status of being a widow, she was able to kind of do whatever she wanted. She threw these elaborate parties, she had all these friends, and like was living a pretty okay life, but a lot of the times there were still people whispering behind her back about what she did years ago. So I really liked the character that made her into. She was so strong, so independent. She acknowledged all these terrible things that have happened to her, but she didn't let it break her. And I just really, really liked that. And then Simon, I didn't like as much. Like, I liked him, but there were some times where I'm like, he needed to get it through his thick skull what he did wrong. And I'm not even sure by the end if he really realized what he did wrong in the beginning. So she had been kind of courting him back before the scandal happened, and then the scandal happened, and the guy who started the scandal also tricked Simon into believing it was real. But it broke Maggie's heart because he never questioned it. He never came to her and asked for an explanation. He just believed the lie, and he never really realized that that is what he did wrong. He was like, why didn't you tell me the truth? Why didn't like you come talk to me? And she's like, that's not the point. You should have not believed the lie because you knew me, and that's, you know, not what went down. And then 10 years passed and they've come back together. So I didn't love that for him, and he eventually, like, he treated Maggie super, super well by the end. But I also really liked the ending because it was such a twist that I did not expect. Like, Joanna Shupe has a thing, I think, for fires at the end of her book. I think this is the third book with a fire at the end, but it's a good twist. That part that was interesting, but it was who started the fire in this one that I did not expect. I had the idea of this one character being the villain, and then I was like, nope, it's this guy. So that was really fun. Overall, I really liked it. I think Joanna Shupe has grown as a writer quite a lot in the last 5 years. This is from 2015, and I believe the other one I read is around the same time, compared to her Uptown Girl series, which was written like last year and this year. Those, I think, are just a lot better. This is really good writing. Like, I give this a 4 out of 5 stars. It is really good writing, some of the best historical romance I've read. But the Uptown Girl series is like really, really great writing. Like, this is really good, and Uptown Girls is just absolutely fantastic. So like, I love Joanna Shupe, but I've also loved to see her evolve into an even better writer. So these are the 3 historical romances I read in 3 days. I really don't know how I did this. I mean, I listened to the audiobook and read along, and so if I needed to get up and do something, I could still be listening. That's the way to go to read books fast. I think right now I'm going to take a break because 3 historical romances in 3 days is an overwhelming amount of historical romances. So I'm going to read something else for a little bit, and then maybe I'll do another readathon like this. But I really liked all 3 of them. I gave A Daring Arrangement, I think, a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I gave Dukes Prefer Blondes, I think, a 3 out of 5 stars. And then, like I said, I gave The Harlot Countess a 4 out of 5 stars. So if it's not obvious, this one was my favorite, so this gets first place. The other Joanna Shupe I think would be second place, and then Dukes Prefer Blondes I think would be third place. I still liked it, it just wasn't my favorite. It is the only one with a step back though, and it's the best step back ever. So those are the books I read in this little readathon. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what your favorite historical romance author is in the comments below. I will always listen to more recommendations, and I will go ahead and see you next time. I upload booktube videos every Sunday-ish, and I hope you like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!